change from this burnout scene. Another time, another town, another everything. But it's always back to you.
Welcome back, Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. Got a packed show coming up this hour at 8:20. Sean O'Hara is going to join us. Used to play with the Giants, three-time Pro Bowler offensive lineman, now an analyst for NFL Network, go around the NFL. With Sean O'Hara coming up in 17 minutes. Spencer Tillman, college football analyst for CBS, joins us at 8:40. So we'll talk some college football playoffs with him. Maybe talk about the Heisman, Jameis Winston. And then Tarek El-Bashir, Redskins reporter for Comcast Sportsnet, joins us at 9:20. We'll get back into RG3 and whether he should come back to the Redskins lineup on Monday Night Football. But joining us right now, our buddy Brook Laich from the Washington Capitals for our morning skate. What's up, Brooksy?
Brooks.
Hey, gentlemen. How you doing?
How you doing, my friend? You got this upper body injury. Oh, my God. Not again.
Can't stay away from it.
What's going on? At least this is different.
Yeah, this is completely different. This happened with 3 minutes left in the game against Florida. It was just a really innocent check. It was just a check that you take, honestly, guys, every single shift. And for some reason, I was just caught out of position a little bit with my arm extended and just banged up my shoulder a little bit, but nothing too serious. And just at the rink here, going to go on the ice probably in about an hour.
So is it just a bruise?
It's
not separated or anything. Just a bruise, that type of thing, deep bruise?
Yeah, not separated, nothing like that. Something along the lines of what Greener and Beegs had, a little bit sort of the same sort of injury. I guess it's one of the most common injuries in hockey. Just a little, I don't know, you have to ask our doc exactly what it is. But range of motion is a lot better today than it was yesterday and the day before, so it's coming pretty quickly. So hopefully it's not very long at all.
Good. I saw you when you walked off the injury happened, and you just go walk off the ice and right into the tunnel or whatever. All I could think about is he's probably smashing everything in that tunnel. Is that kind of what happened or no?
No, actually, I didn't smash anything, buddy. If it was a leg injury or something, yeah, I would have. But at the time, the upper body was kind of sore, so I wasn't able to smash anything. But I have taken it out on sticks before, many a stick.
Right.
Did you think when it happened, did you think it was more serious than that it turned out to be?
No, I wasn't sure at the time. You do know that there is a difference between like a stinger, when you get a stinger where you're like, it's just got to come back, get the feeling back. Versus something that you're like, okay, this is different. This is a bit of an injury. And my left arm was just dead. I couldn't lift it, couldn't move it, sort of thing. So I knew there was something a little more serious than a stinger. It's just unfortunate. I'm sick and tired of missing hockey games. I had 82 games on my mind, playing 82 games and then all the playoff games, and it doesn't look like I'm going to make that goal now.
Well, we hear is 79, right? You're going to miss 3, so that gets you 79. Pretty damn good season if you can hold up the rest of the way. Let's talk about the start so far. I mean, we've talked about it before. You got a couple overtime losses. They feel like losses even though you get points. But still, at the end of the day, you guys are undefeated. Pretty promising start. What's blown me away, Brooks, has been the offensive output. I mean, we know you guys are talented offensively, but we haven't quite seen this output in 3 or 4 years. And I thought Trotz was this defensive wizard. Is this what we're going to see?
I think so. I think you'll see a great balance between defensive hockey and offensive hockey. I think he was sort of mislabeled as a defensive coach just because he didn't have the offensive weapons that we have here in D.C. He is very structured and disciplined defensively because we believe that's the way that you're going to have to play to win. I mean, look at the playoffs. The best teams in the playoffs are strong defensive teams. But that being said, if you play well defensively, that means you're going to get the puck back. That means you're not giving up chances. That means you're probably playing from your blue line to their goal line, which over the course of the game is going to generate offense. So I think he is mislabeled as a defensive coach. He's all for us making plays and executing and using our abilities when we have the puck, as long as it's not a risky play. And also knowing the game time, the situation of the game, managing the game. But I wouldn't label him strictly as a defensive coach, so hopefully the offense keeps coming.
Let's talk about Ovi's play. He's got 5 goals already. Is he having different opportunities than last season? I mean, he had a really productive season last year with the goals, but I mean, he's on fire so far.
Yeah, Al's a scorer. I mean, sometimes when you play alongside him, sometimes you wonder why you don't have 50 goals. Because it looks so easy to him, and he skates down the ice, and then the rebound comes right to him in the slot, and he shoots it in the net. And you're like, man, how come that break doesn't happen for me? But he's got such an awareness on the ice. He's playing with great players, Troy Brouwer, Nicky Backstrom. I mean, Nicky gets him the puck. And everybody knows he's a world-class finisher. I mean, there isn't a better one in the game. So he's our big gun. We know that. He's been great for us, and he's going to continue to do it.
I saw that Tom Wilson, I guess, is sent down. They're saying it's not a rehab stint, but it's kind of like a rehab stint. I don't know. He played all 82, or he was there for all 82 games last year. Do we expect this to be a short thing? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think Tom's just going down to get some minutes. He hasn't played yet this year. He had an unfortunate injury in the summer, an ankle injury, and now he's been practicing and working hard in practice, but it's not the same as game minutes. You don't get the same feel, the same touch. You aren't under as much pressure where people take your time and space away or are going to check you. You don't have that same intensity in practice that you get from a game. So I think they just want to get him some game action, and I'm sure you're going to see him back up here. Tom's a great player. He was a great player for us last year. Probably our most physical player, even at the age of 19.
Right.
He's a big body, and actually, guys, he's got very good skills, very good skater, and very good shot. He's going to be a heck of a player.
He's not just going to be a thug, right? That was just kind of the role maybe at times he took, but that's not his deal.
Yeah, and it wasn't, it wasn't a role that was thrust on him. It wasn't like anybody said, hey, come up and be a thug. I mean, Tom's just he's an aggressive guy. He's a big, strong kid. He's a man at 19. Now he's 20. Last year he was a man at 19. And you don't see very many people come into the league and are able to physically do the things that he did.
Right.
And he hits a lot. Him and Ovi hit the same way, where they drive through people. They end up just knocking people over and going through people. He's very strong on his skates, but he has great abilities too. And that's part of the reason that they want him to get to Hershey, play a couple games, get the skills back, and then when he gets back to BC, they don't want him just in that fourth line role. They want to get him minutes. He's going to be a very effective player for us.
Joined by Brook Laich from the Washington Capitals. Capitals play in Edmonton tomorrow night, 9:30. Tell us about Edmonton. I looked at the standings. They're off to a rough start.
Yeah, they won last night. They beat a good team in Tampa Bay last night with a late goal. They're kind of one of those teams that's they could be lightning in a bottle. They have great talent up front or great skill up front, and they can win a 6-0 game, but they also are sort of, not really defensive minded and could lose a 6-0 game. So you never are really sure what you're going to get from the Edmonton Oilers. But one thing's for sure is when a team starts 0-4-1, the whip is being cracked around there. And then they won last night, so now they're maybe starting to feel it a little bit, get some confidence. We're going to have to play a really good game on the road, our first game out west, in order to beat the Oilers.
All right, Brooks, I'm going to get you out of your comfort zone, but I'm going to ask you something from a professional athlete's perspective. We had a big debate about RG3 and what Jay Gruden, the head coach of the Redskins, said. RG3 had a dislocated ankle about 6 weeks ago. The time frame to come back was 6 to 8 weeks. He started doing some running last week. You saw him, doing agility drills. We've seen him throw the football a little bit more and more. And what Jay Gruden, the head coach, said is if he passes the rigorous tests, which is apparently tomorrow, and RG3 says he's good to go, and I see that he's good to go, I'm going to roll with him. Others believe that you should be much more cautious, hold him back for a couple more weeks. What is your perspective as somebody who's battled with injuries and tried to get back on the ice as soon as possible?
As a competitor, as the athlete, you try and get back as soon as possible, and quite often your opinion is incorrect of what you actually are able to do.
Right.
I've learned that. I mean, there's such a burning desire to compete and to play. That's something that serves us very well in getting us to where we are. But you sometimes fake yourself or lie to yourself, saying, yeah, I'm good, get me in there, and I'll just try and manage it and make my way through once I get in the game. With him, he's had troubles his first couple, aside from his first year. I would say let the kid show you that he's an absolute beast before you put him in. If there's any sort of hesitancy or tendency or
any caution at all, right? I mean,
any caution at all. Yeah, let him be worry-free.
Right.
To the point, and that's where I am this year, and I can say that because that's where I am this year. I'm worry-free when I hit the ice with my groin, whereas last year, every time I stepped on, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it through that day or practice the next day or play the next day. And that's a tough way to try and survive and make a living in professional sports. So I would say put him on when he's fully healed and ready to go without any sort of caution in his mind, so he can just focus on the game.
All right, Brooks. As always, appreciate the time. It's Buddy Brooks Laich. Good luck in Edmonton tomorrow night.
Okay, I appreciate it, and I just want to say hi to Nemo. You're stuck in traffic. I know you're coming in to help work us out. Just hang in there, Nemo. We'll see you soon.
All right, Brooksy. All right, get well soon, buddy. Want to see you back out there as soon as possible.
Yeah, very soon, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
There's traffic in D.C. on a Tuesday morning.
I know. Say it and so.
Can't believe that.
Going to talk some college football. Spencer Tillman from CBS coming up at 8:40. But next, it's Sean O'Hara from the NFL Network on The Fan.